Okay, hello everyone. My name is Bright Stansberry, and I am a new YouTuber. I started watching YouTube just to look at the YSL trial, which is what we're going to be talking about today. I just want to address some issues and make sure the public knows what the charges are and that they're clear. I am not an attorney. However, I have my associates in science, and I am currently working on my bachelor's degree, which is in criminal justice and criminology, which we study why some people commit crimes and other people don't. So, yeah. Anyways, I want to be a criminal defense attorney. So, in order for me to help defend my clients, future clients, I'm going to have to know the ins and out of the actual criminal justice system. So that's what I'm choosing to do. Just a little quick introduction. So I haven't got the feature yet where I pay where you guys can see my screen yet. All this is still kind of new to me. So I'm just kind of going basically off of, you're just gonna have to listen to me talk right now. But I am gonna be playing some videos and stuff in the background, and I'm gonna stop them and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me make sure that this video is already. So yeah, we're just gonna be talking about Young Thug in the YSL case. I don't know about y'all, but in 2013 or 2011, when he dropped Lifestyle, that was the hit of all time. So, and then culture-wise, he brought the skinny jean concept into play and into culture, because a lot of dudes, especially if you're from the hood, dudes didn't wear tight clothes or anything like that. It doesn't represent that Young Thug is gay. I don't believe that he is gay. I believe that he started a new trend. And some people say, oh, that's gay. Well, or they tell me, oh, you talk proper or you talk white. Why can't it just be you talk educated, or your clothing? Your pants don't have to be hanging off your butt, like pants should fit. You're not dressing like a white boy. It's just pants should be fitting. So we're going to be talking about the YSL case. It streams live when the judge decides to hold court. I usually watch it on Law and Trials. Hopefully soon I can start broadcasting it, because I feel like I got a lot of interesting things to say. And if you're a person like me that just doesn't, I don't see stuff at face value. I'm a person that likes to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, no matter what it is. But I like to get to the meat of it. I like to investigate and do whatever I can just to see if a person is, if they're saying that they're guilty, if they're not guilty, what are the factors? It's just a whole lot that's in D'Angelo White that they brought in the courtroom, and the judge said, cut the cameras off. I mean, not cut the cameras, don't record him and don't know his name or whatever. Well, he blatantly kept saying on the stand, cussing and everything, that he don't know what they talking about. It wasn't them, wasn't him, and he just wanted to leave and go. Also, that thing with being in the car, like Detective Quinn said, if somebody had been sitting in the back seat where Bean said that they were sitting at, they would have had a bullet in their head. Then everybody else who was in the car was hurt. They were in the hospital. They went to the hospital. They kept trying to say, oh, young thug this. Even on that jail call that the state played with Bean and Courtney, his wife, she even said to Bean that people around the hood were saying that he was with some girls earlier that day and they decided to go grab something. And Bean started getting mad and she asked him, she said that people in the hood were saying, and y'all can go back and listen to it, I don't know what day it was, but people in the hood were saying that he was with some girls earlier and that was who was in the car with them when Bean drove that car, that autopilot. He must have been going real fast to drive that car. I don't know, the car might have just took over by itself. I don't know. That was crazy though. I'm glad that they all right, but like Detective Quinn said, if somebody had been in that back seat like Bean said they was, whether they bent down or not, I think Jeff is like 6'4", 6'5", Young Thug like 6'4", 6'5". Detective Quinn said that he would have been shot in the head. I think that should be worth noting because the state called Detective Quinn as a witness, right? So they established his expertise background, how long he's been doing this type of work. So with that being said, he should know, right? If somebody was in that backseat. Furthermore, he kept saying that he seen Young Thug and Neiman Marcus, or Young Thug walked up to him, all this other stuff, and Neiman Marcus. And he said, hey, Detective Quinn told him, this is what he said on the stand. He testified to this. Hey, if I find out that there was DNA evidence in that car, then I'm going to lock you up or something. I don't know. Well, we already know. And if you don't know, Fulton County police officers really don't use forensic evidence, like physical evidence. To me, I've been calling this the he say, she say trial. Whatever somebody say, sometimes I'll be on the chat like, pick me, pick me, pick me. I'll come and testify because that's what I feel like they're doing. The state is steady bringing witnesses into the courtroom, dragging this case out and along, that merely have nothing, knowledge or anything to add to this trial that's worth noting. Another thing that I don't like is that they only bring their state witnesses. Where are witnesses? Are all these acts and charges that we've seen? These police are not canvassing the scenes. They're not asking neighbors. They're not doing any of this stuff. Like, there's really no witnesses that have came to the stand that have offered, any of the state witnesses that have came to the stand that had offered anything that was like solid concrete to put Young Thug or any of the other members in the courtroom at these scenes of the crimes. But most importantly, it's worth noting that they never were charged for this. So that makes them isolated incidents. They never were charged. Detective Quinn, when he seen Young Thug, said, hey man, go be great and stay off of Cleveland Avenue. So why did y'all call Detective Quinn? Why? Why was Detective Quinn called? Anyways, Then they have this illegal search and seizure up under defense defensive defense attorney for their client or whatever. If the evidence being used against you was the result of an illegal search, your RICO attorney in Georgia will argue for its exclusion. This could result in a dismissal of the charges against you. I don't know. I would have to dig further into it, but this is what I do know. So it says Young Thug's property. This is what was seized from Young Thug at his time of arrest. What was that? Okay. It says Young Thug's property. Documents filed by Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, outlined what the authorities seized. So they got $149,426 in U.S. currency. So almost $150,000 they seized when they arrested Young Thug. As well with, it says firearms, vehicles, including a Corvette, a Porsche, and 87 pieces of jewelry. The jewelry included gold and diamond pendants, bracelets, necklaces, rings, earrings, or limited edition gold, a panic Philippine, I don't know, watch. I can't even. Don't laugh. And an engraved Rolex and other items. So basically, this money and other merchandise was seized by Atlanta Fulton County Police Department at the time of the arrest for Young Thug. It says the forfeiture of the seized property is barred by the prohibition against excessive fines set forth in the 8th Amendment to the United States Constitution, Steele argued. Young Thug is the lawful owner of the seized property. The corrupt sheriff's department, in the meantime, reported Lede, whatever his name is. I don't really care for him either. I think they're all corrupt, but that's my opinion. The corrupt sheriff's department reported that only 4 items have been identified as possible property, and that in the meanwhile, the rapper's attorney also said that the seizure of the rapper's assets was unlawful. So still might be, if he's saying it's unlawful, then that could be grounds to get this RICO charge thrown out. In the meantime, really quick, I'm going to add this before we move on. Fannie, it was reported by Miss Ashley Merchant. I always tell people, in order for you to get the full understanding that I have of what's transpiring and what's going on in Fulton County, between the sheriffs, the DA, I'm not going to say really the state, they're operating up under her leadership and her guidance. But they could do better. But I also know they need a paycheck. Anywho, when this saga went on with, anyways, you got to know the Trump case. You've had to watch all of these different instances that are taking place in Fulton County right now to get a full understanding as to why I feel like I better not say that. I ain't gonna say that yet. I ain't trying to get my YouTube channel taken down. But just put this in your mind. So, with the on the Fannie Willis side, really quick, she is the DA of Fulton County. She is the one that brought charges against Young Thug and the other YSL members. Y'all can't forget Mr. Lucci. Mr. Lucci had been him and his alleged co-defendants were indicted as well. Well, Lucci sat in jail and sat his out. Well, when this news about Fannie Willis hiring this special prosecutor named Nathan Wade started surfacing, I think a day later, it said that Mr. Lucci had taken a plea deal offer. Well, the plea deal offer said that he 20 years, I think, something. Anyways, the plea deal was basically he'll be able to, if he's not already out, he already done 3 years, I think, in the Fulton County Jail, not taking a plea and fighting for his innocence. Anyways, they went and offered it. They even said when he came up for parole, they would personally write a letter to the parole board, Fannie in them office, the DA in them office, personally write a letter and recommend that he be set free. So that's another issue, but we'll move on. Anyways, back to the Fannie Willis hiring Nathan Wade and paying him $650,000 something to represent Donald Trump in this election interference RICO case she's bringing against him, which has not started yet, but I'm hearing Nathan Wade was the organizer. Anyways, Nathan Wade, I'm just going to get into that really quick. Nathan Wade really started all of this. And I say that because as soon as Fannie hired him, the next day, I think it was November the 2nd, he decided to go file for a divorce from his wife, Jocelyn Wade. And it's like, but the wife didn't know. Nobody really knew because I guess nobody knew because I guess they're trying to say that Nathan Wade really wasn't qualified to be the special prosecutor on the case. Whatever. I don't want to get too deep into it. It's just a bunch of mess. But this part is not mess. So I lost my train of thought. So Ashley Merchant, who was Michael Roman's attorney for one of the co-defendants in the election interference RICO case against Trump, filed a motion to get DA Fannie Willis on the stand to talk about her and Wade's relationship, and they tried to see if it was some sort of financial gain that Fannie Willis, the reason why she hired Nathan Wade. So all of that unfolded. They asked for Delta records. They got how they found out, I think, I'm not sure, about Fannie Willis's and Wade's relationship, Nathan Wade, is when he turned over documents for his divorce court. And I think Willis's name was on one of the air flight tickets or whatever. Anyways, Ashley Merchant and all the other co-defendants, defense attorneys, they wanted Fannie to like turn over all the financial records that she had. Well, she said she wasn't going to do that when she took the stand that day in the pink dress after her attorney told her not to. She ran out there. She just had to take the stand or whatever, which is fine. To me, I felt like she did more damage than anything because she came out unprofessional. People are saying that her dress was backwards. I don't know, but I know something didn't look right. But she came all upset and, you know, wanting to take the stand and everything. They finally got her on the stand, all this other stuff. Basically, she said she wasn't turning nothing over because Ashley Merchant has been intrusive into people's personal lives, which now we know why it had been kept a secret, because Fannie Willis was messing with a married man. Nathan Wade had been married to his wife, Jocelyn Wade, for what, 26, 27 years? So that's another story. Anyways, the financial documents that Fannie Willis did turn over, Miss Ashley Merchant said that it says that Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis paid the chief prosecutor, special prosecutor Nathan Wade, and former President Donald Trump's election fraud trial out of her seized property fund, forfeiture account fund. That's what that is for people that get arrested and their money and stuff gets seized. They said that she paid, I think it was $150-something thousand out of that forfeiture account, which she cannot do that. So everybody started speculating that it had to be Young Thug's money. And then somebody from the DA's office where Fannie works sent something in saying that it was wrong. It was misprinted or something. There's only like $30,000 that's held in those forfeiture accounts and all this other stuff. But we know that not to be true because of what Young Thug got arrested with, which was $150,000 something plus the cars, $1 million in jury and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on, but that's why I say Fannie paid Wade. It was on the paperwork. She moving too fast probably to try to doctor up some documentation. And this is my whole thing. Fannie Willis is an attorney. In the attorney field, proof matters. Paperwork, proof matters. So for her deciding not to turn over Delta records and stuff like that, makes her look guilty. Plus, they're saying her and Nathan were traveling all around the world, doing this, doing that. I don't really care about all that stuff. But if it were me and somebody was accusing me of doing these things, I would want to clear it up. I would clear it up because you're not going to make me out of a lie. And I would shut the people up. But when you don't do that and you steady try to create something over and over again for excuses, trying to justify what you've done, you're making the problem even bigger. I understand that she's grown, but you took an oath in a position that, like they said, requires you pretty much not to have a private life. And you knew that when you took it. You also knew that you have a big responsibility, Fannie Willis, that you need to be documenting these people's funds. It needs to be documented. Where is it at? Anyways, I'm done with that. But yeah, I think because of what I read and what Ashley Merchant said was turned over, that Young Thug's money was been used or being used. Yeah, it was used to pay Nathan Wade. That's just what I feel. Because when Fannie Willis turned the paper over, it had it on there. Now, whether she remembered or not how much money Young Thug had or whatever, that ain't my fault. But if you don't want people to speculate, it should have never been on there. That's how I see it. Like, you should have been dotting your I's and crossing your T's or whatever. But when you're in a hairy or when you're doing stuff that to me seems sneaky and distrustworthy, a lot of those people tend to make mistakes, huge mistakes at that. But yeah, we're going to move on from that. I want to say that we already know Young Thug done been grown, taking care of stuff and doing his own thing, and he saw a vision and went after it. But from the first day that he was arrested, when they did that, did the on-camera virtual court appearance for him, he looks totally different now. He looked nice back then, but now he looks grown, which we know he was already grown, but it's a good look for him. It's a good look for him. Good look for him. Okay, let's finish this. In opening statements in court, when Young Thug's defense attorney, Brian Steele, got up and started doing the opening statements, this almost brought me to tears because right now in college, I am studying juvenile justice. I'm also doing Police in America. I'm taking 2 race, crime, and ethnicity courses, and I'm also doing women in crime. So this kind of hit home with me because in order for you to understand or even grasp why some people commit crimes and other people don't, because that's what the study of criminology is, then you probably will be where I am with how I think and how I view things. But a lot of stuff, a lot of factors are contributed when it comes when it comes to childhood into adulthood. Factors, your surroundings, if you were in a single parent home, if you're Black or Latino, even Asian Americans are said to be, more delinquent than Caucasian people. But certain factors take into play, and I'll explain what I mean. But I want to listen to Steele really fast, Young Thug's attorney, and then I want to touch on some points that I feel are worth noting. Why I feel, just after this is not an assumption. After I'm learning about juvenile justice, and just hearing all the things that some kids in America go through, all over the world, you'll think differently too about a lot of things. And yeah, we'll just get into it. I'm gonna let some of this play. But this is Brian Steele, Young Thug's attorney, basically telling the hardships and the trials and tribulations that these young men had to go through growing up that some of us have never even experienced. I left home when I was 14. My mother, dad, whatever, my grandma, my grandfather raised me. When I think about not having stuff as a kid, I don't think about not having any food to eat or anything like that. I think about us having to put a layaway up at Walmart or J.C. Penney's. Not pay less shoes, not knowing where I'm gonna sleep or what I'm gonna eat. I didn't have those kids I know those worries as a kid, but if I did, be quiet. You talking too loud, Jason. Sorry. You talking too loud. Take it off speakerphone. Sorry, my son came here. Anyways, you can leave that light on, Jason, if you want to. Oh, well, never mind. He went back in his room. Okay, so sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to get loud. But yeah, if I had to deal with that, I don't know where I would be today. I don't know what I'll be doing. Even when I left home at 14, I had a house when I was 17 in South Dallas, on Macon and Bear Street. I went to Lincoln for 2 years, Lincoln High School. I graduated from Carter. I've seen a lot of things and a lot of people go without, but I have never personally experienced any of those things as a youth. But just imagine what these young men went through back in the day. And Jeff, all he did was he had a vision, and we're going to see a video in a minute that they're talking to T.I. He had a vision and a plan, and he executed it. He was focused, he executed it. And he made a way out of no way. When it came to him and his future, he didn't let nobody or anybody stop him. He didn't let his environment. He didn't let the hood, his friends. He didn't let nobody stop him. Tick even said that when they were on the block doing this and that, Young Thug was in the studio recording. Yeah, the state might show different pictures or stuff like that. You got to also remember that was 2013. 2012, stuff like that. I mean, who hasn't done dumb stuff as a youth that they look back on today and be like, man, I can't believe I did that. Everybody does it. And if you have not experienced that, you're not a human. You can't be a human. So, but the distinguishing factor that separates Young Thug and most of the plea deal state witnesses is what I call them, because that's what they are now. Anyways, what separates them apart is that Young Thug wasn't trying to have it. He didn't want no parts of that. Tick and even DK said Young Thug would take them on the road. Told them, if you want to work, I got a job for you. But if you don't want to work, I ain't got no job for you. And you only know this if you watch the trial. I can't stand people that just jump on the chat and say this and say that. No, you had to watch it since day one, episode, every word, in order for you to really grasp and see what's transpiring in this Supreme Court down in Fulton County, where these young men are being charged at. Tick spoke about an incident when Young Thug, I think they were in New Orleans or something, he tried to give those state witnesses an opportunity to change. He put everything on the lifeline to offer them change. He did it more for himself, but the way that Tick and them talk about Young Thug, he wasn't not messing with his partners. Tick said he used to could go to his house, grab the keys to any car. Sometimes Young Thug didn't even know that he was gone in the car. You know, if he loved you and you was his partner, he was gonna make sure everybody was good around him. But the reason why Tick was no longer hanging around, because Tick even said, pretty much in a nutshell, he don't want to come up out the streets. He don't want to come up out the streets. Anyways, they go down to New Orleans or whatever for a concert. Tick ends up robbing or stealing or something from somebody. Young Thug has to immediately send Tick back home on a plane. And Young Thug had to pay the victim off. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? So I see why DK and Tick, and we'll have to see whoever else the state witnesses, the state term witnesses come up and testify and say regarding stuff, but they're not friends with Jeff now. Why? Because Jeff doesn't want to associate with that. He's done with that. You talking to a person and still finna say that grew up in a 3-bedroom home with a single Black mother with, I think it was 10, 11 brothers and sisters. Like, who wouldn't want better? Who wouldn't strive? And that part right there, I know that Jeff is not, he's not guilty of this. He's not. While he was out making money, these NIGGAs was out here in the streets, down there in Fulton County, got YSL tatted on them, and they were committing crimes. You can't, but we just learned, I just read it to you. You can Google it. You cannot, as an artist, control who tats YSL or any other label or any Justin Bieber. You can't control that. And so Jeff should not be liable for that, which I feel like they're trying to make him liable, although there's the state saying they're not. But you got to be trying to portray some sort of image when you don't allow him to have a separate trial, and you put him in a courtroom and allow all these other alleged members in their mind, because in the defendant's mind that took the plea bargains, in their mind they're in the hood mentally. So in their mind, they are saying that YSL is a criminal street gang. That's because that's what they have concocted in their minds that it is. And because a lot of them didn't have the opportunity, which we'll learn in a minute, to go to school and be able to understand and comprehend exactly what's being said, out of some hood stuff, away from, I have to say that because it gets on my nerves, away out of the hood stuff, of course they're going to say that it's a criminal street gang. Because that's all they know. That's their environment. That's what they do or did. That's old. Jeff was not doing that. And they keep saying that it's young slime life. It's not. It's young stoner life. That's why he got the song, I'm stoner, I'm stoner, I'm stoned. That song. So, you know, we're gonna listen to it and we're gonna talk about it, but it's just kind of I don't like the way that the state is doing. I don't like it. I feel like it's money motivated, especially learning how Fannie Willis paid Wade all this money in for Donald Trump's case, and it ain't even started yet. Then because I think since Fannie's been in office, I think she took office in 2021, she's gotten either 35 or $30.6 million. And you can, I ain't lying, I don't lie. You can go on a Fulton County Commissioner budget meeting, find one of them episodes, and they will tell you that you'll get to watch it. They have given her a budget of $36.6 million on gang stats and fighting gang and this, and that. So everybody keeps saying that it's not money motivated, that Willis brought these indictments. That's a lie. That's a lie. It has to be money motivated. Other than that, why would the commissioners grant you 36 or $35.6 million? It doesn't make sense. The only thing that it can be is that it was money motivated why she concocted these charges up. Not concocted. Brought these charges up. A lot of it too, I believe that Fannie Willis jumped the gun. Jason, shut your door. I feel like Fannie Willis jumped the gun too. I think that at first she was seeing all these YSL tatted on those defendants that was out committing crimes when Jeff was out of town doing concerts and stuff. And we know that because if you look it up, he did 407. He's done 407 concerts. Back when he first took off back in 2013 and all that man was gone, man. Wouldn't you be gone? Wouldn't you be gone? Tick on the stage also talked about how they had to stand in front of the store and ask for money just to share a $3 or $4 sandwich from McDonald's. Who wouldn't be gone? Yeah, you're going to try to reach back and help your people from the hood, but you're not going to sabotage yourself because they don't want to do the right thing. That's stupid. No, nobody would do that. And especially not Young Thug, a person who built something from absolutely nothing. And what he went through, he had a drive, and you're going to hear it from T.I. and him. He had a drive that he wasn't going to do that. They even had that detective the state kept calling. The state kept calling some detective. I commented and said the detective won't never come back and testify for them no more because they basically lied. They gave him a paper that said one line or two from Instagram, which was included in the indictment that Thug said y'all ain't beat him up or killed him yet or something. He was talking about, he did say that he did on the text say that, but he wasn't talking about nothing gang related. He was talking about him and his partners and them. Like y'all arguing over this girl or whatever. Tick or one of the dudes told the girlfriend that another one of his homeboys was cheating. Thug basically said, dang, yeah, we still talking about this. Y'all ain't fought each other yet, or something like that. Like, I get what the point was behind it, but the state tried to spin it like he was talking about getting some other people, and it was crazy. But even Brian still asked the detective on the stand, he asked him on the stand, he said, did the state allow you to read the whole chain of Instagram messages? And he was like, no, I was just given this paper. And immediately, I don't know what episode it is, but you'll have to see it. I'm sure they got it somewhere on YouTube. Immediately, the attorneys, I mean, not the attorney, immediately the detective's voice, his demeanor, everything changed. Everything changed. And then still asked him, do you realize that Jeffrey Williams was on tour doing a Stop the Violence tour? Stop the Violence tour? Like, come on. The media allow... Jason, come out of my room because I can hear you. Go in your room. Come out of my room. No, go in your room, please. Don't go. No, go in your room. I need an Android. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have one.
Like a gaming charger.
Yeah, I don't have one. So you need to, because you're talking too loud. You're not being respectful.
I'm trying to tell you I need one.
Okay, well, it's not in my room, son. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, you know, the media takes some and take off with it. And I'm going to do a thing about Diddy and his son also, a few days or whatever. I mean, I ain't doing it for the views and likes. I just feel like some people look at stuff at face value. I'm not that kind of person. I like to investigate again, dig off into stuff. I like to find the root of the problem up under the ground. Some people like to look on top of the ground for answers. No, I like to go up under the ground and look at the roots and try to figure out what's going on. You know, that the Fulton County has for 2-3 years painted Young Thug as you know, and I never judged it when he was arrested. I'm like, that don't make sense. Like, but of course you got to wait till the trial, and you got to see what's going on in the trial, and you got to hear, and you the truth comes off the witness stand. When you start hearing that, like, and just seeing how Jeff was moving through the testimony and stuff, Thug wasn't trying to be around them dudes. He wasn't around them. He tried to take them with him on tour. They was doing F stuff. Who wants to be around that? Now you want to be in the hood, leave the hood where it's at. When I come home, woo woo, what's up with it? Blah, 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 and going on about my business, man. Like I said, if you notice, DK and Tick both have said that they are no longer Young Thug's friends. They're not friends no more, man. Sometimes you got to remove yourself from a situation. Or you, which he did remove himself from the situation. Most of these acts and stuff, they done by the plea deals, state witnesses now. Most of those all of the acts was. But the ones Young Thug was charged with, you know, stuff that he had in the car and stuff. They talking about intent to distribute. Come on, man. You know, whatever they can try to concoct and stick. Yeah. Whatever they can try to make something stick to try to justify why they went and arrest this man merely off of hearsay. They don't have any forensic evidence. They say, a gun was used, such and such said it. Well, was there a gun? One day they even showed the guns in the courtroom. Okay, where's the ballistics report? Where's the evidence? Like, what did y'all take fingerprints? What happened? And this is what's making me think why they did this or why they didn't show it. because Fannie Willis said when she took the oath, when she testified in that pink dress, that the testimony of one witness is enough to convince somebody. So that's what she's trying to do. Fannie Willis is trying to, without having to show any evidence and spending none of the $36.6 million that the commission board gave her, or funds for her in her department, they spent none of that money on running any kind of ballistic test, fingerprinting, physical evidence whatsoever. She's going off what she just said, what she said on the stand when she took that blue dress. Oh, the testimony of one person is enough to find somebody. That's what she's trying to do. That's what she got to be trying to do. And she's using poor Hilton and Miss Love to do it. Let's go ahead and get into this video, because I could talk all day about this. I try to talk to my loved ones about it. You know, I'm not invested only in this case with Young Thug. I'm also invested in the Wisconsin River stabbing trial. It's going on right now. Another trial just popped up that I need to start watching about this woman killing her boyfriend, or allegedly killing her boyfriend. I need to go back and watch the O.J. Simpson trial. I know he just passed away. Rest in peace. But I want to go see if I can, I don't know. Just, I like it.